Huracan stopped streaming and picked back up around 4 p.m. Eastern American time. I'm still at work. Yes. Guys, you heard Prime Skydiver 39. We're canceling this stream right now and we'll pick back up at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll get right on that. I'm joking, naturally. We're gonna stream this right now. By the way, we are back on PC, and the reasoning is I'm actually a little bit disappointed by this, but the sound quality on console is lower than the sound quality on PC. Like, I noticed it the day before yesterday, and I was wondering, it might just be me. It might be in my head. But then yesterday after the stream, I was testing it out. And yeah, dude. Particularly in the Orchestrion is when it's more noticeable. Like, for instance, I might not know all of the tunes in here, but I know this one. This tune, I know like the back of my hand. And I played this on my PS4 last night, and I was like, nah, dude. Nah, dude. The audio quality is not even remotely close to what's on the PC. I don't know why. I mean, it might just be the limitations of the hardware. I know that the Orchestrion has less quality, period. Orchestrion straight up has less quality, period. But even most of the tunes, they get less quality when you are when you're playing on console, which I was very disappointed. I was like, wow, because like I don't mind the downgraded visuals and stuff. I'm like, I'm cool with that. But the sound though, the sound really bothered me. So we're swapping back to the PC until the PlayStation 5 comes out. And then we'll see if the sound's better there, because they got all the 3D sound and shit going on. That thing better give us coffees and shit. So do the raids again for proper sound quality. You know, you're not wrong. Or is it just because you need to do the raids and you want me to carry your sorry ass? Is that what you're trying to say, Kegrin? Because I need to focus on MSQ, because tomorrow I'm hunting down my relic weapon, dude. Hunting down my relic weapon tomorrow. Hey, Arclight, what's up? Isn't... I never know where this next thing is. There it is. Gotta make a right there. Do 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 do. Kegrin can't do his relic? Why not? Why can't he do his relic? Whee! He hasn't done the Stormblood 24 mans. So? You don't need that for the relic, do you? Oh. It's a good thing we put ourselves through that torture then. Hey, Tanya Raven. Yeah, we're all quarantined. Worldwide. I'm quarantined too. I mean, I'm not like stuck in my house. I can go out to a supermarket or shit or something like that, but yeah, everybody's quarantined. The relic is more of that wonderful stuff. Oh god, no. I did not ask for this. Alphino looks just about ready to leave you behind. Whoa, whoa, whoa! See, Alphino is getting sassy because we stopped here last night and he's like, I'm about to fucking leave you here. Mustn't dally here any longer. If Becklug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Sure thing. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, this gunblade, the aspect of it is the Fey gunblade. And I think it looks really good if you paint it red. It matches with my armor really nicely. So that's why I went with this gunblade look. I didn't really like the other gunblade look, the Neo-ish Guardian. I didn't like the look of that gunblade all that much, but this one looks cool. This one looks hella cool, in my opinion. So, yeah. Actually, I can just return. Damn, that gunblade does look good. It does, doesn't it? I was looking at a bunch of gunblades that I had last night. I was sorting through my inventory, which, by the way, look at that. Look at my inventory. It's a little bit messy on the PC for some reason, but once we sort it, boom. Look at that. So clean. So clean. You should have seen what I did with all of my items. I put them all in the fucking retainers. Put them all in there. It's like, you know that person that just like sweeps the floor of their entire house and there's like a big mount of like dust and particles and shit. And then they just lift up the carpet and they just like sweep it all down there. That's what I did with the items in my inventory. Do you have business with the Crystal Eggs, Ark? Just say the word, and I'd be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Comes with the territory, Cosbos.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing?
Yes. I did it.
But that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities,
If only
all of it
I
is true.
could be so grossly
I
incandescent.
realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Fate, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 8 months. Tip of the hat to you. And in a month, looks like you're having another baby. Isn't that impressive? It's going to be a whole bunch of babies.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Arclight.
9 months, damn well time to go get cigarettes, lol.
Arclight, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 9 months. Hey, don't you leave me with this child now. What the hell? Just like gonna go get a pack of cigs, never comes back? No, Arclight. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Muse, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 16 months. Tip of the hat to you. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright. Oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
That's because Ardbert's still inside me.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters.
Sorry about that.
After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
I bet you'll take my $5 even if you wouldn't take my 500k gil kappa. Hey, that's different, okay? That is very different. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know. Today we're just going to focus on MSQ, team. It's going to be all about the rest of the MSQ. And I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to finish it before dinner. Because I had to start late, and I have good reason though. I was recording my Shadowbringers video. I recorded all of the voice. Now I have to record footage for a 40-minute Shadowbringers video. It's not just Shadowbringers though. It's got a special section at the end where I talk about the things that marked me most in my Final Fantasy XIV journey. It's a very special video. Urkan, you ever thought about playing Star Wars The Old Republic? I did play Star Wars The Old Republic. I was a scoundrel. Played through the entirety quest line of that class, and then I stopped playing when they went free-to-play because their free-to-play payment model was a piece of dog shit. It was the worst free-to-play I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. Like, people talk shit about Black Desert Online. Let me tell you about the free-to-play model of fucking Star Wars The Old Republic, dude. Fuck that game. Yeah, when it went free to play, dude. Yeah, fuck that game. I was so disappointed, dude. Yeah, well, they burned me too soon, King Dane. They really burned me. Drummer King rules. How bad was it? Well, let's put it like this. You see a feature like this one? Like, check this out. You see my character? You see how I can just go here and hide my helmet? Right? You see how that's just like something basic. Every MMO has this. In Star Wars The Old Republic, this would have been $5 per character or $10 to have this feature account-wide. This right here, $5 to get this feature. Okay? I lost all respect for that game when I saw that. $5. Okay? That was so ridiculous. I was just like, what is... But that's not even the worst part. Like, that was just one of the most egregious ones. Then there's the other one, which is you go into a dungeon, and every week you get 3 rolls. 3 rolls. So not even 3 pieces of loot, 3 rolls. So if you go through a dungeon, roll 3 times, and you get nothing, that's it. That's your whole week of rolls right there. Boom. And then there was another thing, which was they had this escrow thing. So I played it when it was pay to play, and I had like 1,000,000 something credits, which at the time was a decent amount, because I had this profession and my character that basically allowed me to send my companions to get boxes of money. Like, it would literally be, you just go and get me boxes of money. I don't remember what the name of the profession was. And they would go and they would bring boxes of money. So I would like be AFK, doing other shit, working on other stuff, and I would just keep sending people out to get me money. So when they went free to play, first of all, what they did is they locked off anything that was above 250,000 credits in an escrow account. So I lost access to that money that I had in my account. It was gone. It wasn't really gone. It was there. And basically the idea was, if you want access to it, pay us a sub fee. That's how that worked for the escrow. And then it's not like you spend the 250K and it goes and get more money that you already... No. You spend those 250K and you're shit out of luck. You're out of money. The rest of the money is in the escrow account. The only way to access it, pay your fucking sub fee. Okay? That was another thing. And the other thing was, this profession that I had been doing in my character to send people out to get boxes of money, I could still send them out. Then when the boxes would arrive, they'd be like, oh yeah, you can't open this. You need to be a premium subscriber to open this. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was almost like you get this game and they chop off your legs, chop off your arms, and then they're like, fucking enjoy it. And I was like, nah, dude, never. Dude, it was so bad. I never touched it again. That's how much I hated it. Like, I loved the story, but what they did with the thing, it was terrible. Hey, Mistrala, what's up? Anyway. Yeah, I spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? I'll just take the tower. He's like, I'll just take the tower. Everybody lives in the CRYSTARIUM? Too bad. What Aura said, you say, an intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what may happen to their souls within the aura site. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Oh, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted, stagnant. Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition. And I would be glad to take you to them on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist ARAENG in creating the requisite aura site. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Backlug as necessary? Sure, me and the twins? No problem. Let us make for ARAENG then. Hey, Omega. What's up? Interesting. Do they block these pets from showing until I can have access to them? Because I don't think I've ever seen one of these before I did the raid. It's a very rare pet. Okay. How worrying is it to feel that after this MSQ you're going to be all caught up? It's not worrying at all. Like, I'm not the kind of person, at least I'm not that kind of person anymore, that feels like I need to be playing an MMO every second of every minute. I used to be like that. When I played World of Warcraft, I felt like I always had to be playing, always had... Like, if I was still that guy, I would have skipped the story. I would have skipped right through to Shadowbringers, and I would have burned through Shadowbringers super fast to get the end game. But I'm not that person anymore. So it's like, I'll be happy to take a break and come back when there's new content. But I highly doubt I'll ever abandon Final Fantasy XIV again. You would have done the Odinving playthrough? Yeah, exactly. I would have done the Odinving thing if I was still that guy. Back when I was playing WoW, I was just like, I would burn through all the content, like, bam. Not even read quests, dude, just like, bam. Then again, reading quests in WoW is kind of optional because they're fucking pointless. So this is Hallrick, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light, he will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Hallrick was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then, for far darker purposes, lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It's not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it might offer some measure of relief. Yoink. Seemed the tonic has had no effect. Oh. No. I want to help the people. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Looks like this guy had worked. Wonder if she did like a clinical trial and she gave us some placebo. I feel warm and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Good morning, Super Kami Guru. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? Notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of night the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There's a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. Fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn a life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. So they're going to be guinea pigs. Oh wow. How honorable of us. There's more Blizzard drama? Well, what's going on, Cosbos? I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm always curious. Overwatch League showed inappropriate chat. Oh, God. People posting big dick. I mean, that's just part of internet culture, though. I mean, you know, people post big dick because, oh, big dick damage, yeah. And what can you do? That's just the way it goes. Beck Luke is ready to speak of the metaphysical. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. At least the Warriors of Light brought those responsible to justice. That they did. I shudder to think what might have happened had they not. Let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for aether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Thank you, Alize. Wherever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. What? No. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials, the purest of waters, the finest of clays, as well as a Fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... Pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine, I guess we'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Numu of Plaeni. They will be able to supply with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Sure. Bam, ba, ba, bam. Tanya Raven, are you doing the second set of raids, Rui? I did all the raids yesterday. According to Cosbaz, I did all of the raids already. All that stuff was done yesterday. I think E7 might have been the one that I liked the most. We did the raids where it was there. Hey, fuck you, Cosbaz. You died more often than I did. Maybe not on E8, but you definitely did on E7. Play from ARAENG would likely be best. Do you know of anyone who might be able to assist us? Oh, there's the scavengers at Mordsu. Scavengers, you say? Well, they may know the lay of the land, but I dare say they are more interested in the trinkets and baubles hiding in the earth than the earth itself. Now, miners, on the other hand... What's that? You know the miners entwined? Perfect. Speak with them, and you should have no trouble procuring what we need. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Let's go, Rathalos. So convenient to have flying on all of these. Oh man, remember those days when we had to walk like this, poor dude? Yeah. That used to be a thing. Oh man. Hey, shut the fuck up. Very well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We just this moment finished repairing the Talus and Trolley. You lot took to Nabatha Rang. Trolley was no trouble at all, but the Talus would have been another matter had we not a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai is. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting on the giant Talus to work. Like a giant troll. Listen to me, guys. No, this is a good idea, though. Like, imagine the big golem we made to pick up the mountain, but with a trolley, though. Like a big ass one, like one that could take a whole fucking city on it, right? The trolley, dude. But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek. That doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Ruri here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? You know what would be a really insensitive thing to say right now? Come up to this guy and be like, hey dude, how's the wife and kids? That'd be the most insensitive thing you could do to this poor character. I see, and this familiar requires clay from ARAENG. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Barren mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Let me guess, you want me to kill some coyotes for you? Isn't there a movie about that? A movie about what? How does it feel not being locked in your house? Ooh. Trolley carrying cities? Was there? If there was, that guy must have watched. It must be his favorite flick of all times. Okay, did they change the graphic for Mortal Shell? Not Mortal Shell, Heart of Stone? Like, I noticed it on the console the other day. I thought it was a console thing. Like, this right here. Didn't this used to be a perfect circle? I guess I never paid that much attention to it then. Yeah, I'm on PC right now because I noticed yesterday I'm not the biggest audiophile, but I'm a little bit anal about audio, and I noticed that the PS4 version's audio is not as good as the PC version. And I was like, I can deal with lower graphics, but the differences in audio bothered me way too much. No, Rampart is different. I'm not confusing it, guys. I just think it might have been that I never noticed that it was, you know, spikes in the shield. I might have never paid too much attention to it, but when I saw it on console, for whatever reason, it was more noticeable than on PC. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We need but to combine the clay and the water and then heat the mixture with a fey lantern. Oh crap, if I hide the thing, I can't see the text. After that, it'll be a simple matter of setting upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event that we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Halric and others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. Deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. You are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all NORVRANDT more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Rory? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. Give it my all for Harlric, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alizé shall be the one to conjure the familiar. I should do audiobooks. Good God.
Let us begin.
I don't think I'm that good at voice acting. Be a good stream of revenue, though.
I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
Make us a pig with wings.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
The fuck is that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
You keep laughing. Keep laughing,
Yes,
dude.
I know artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker...
A grotesque parody of reality. Grotesque parody of reality.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Alizé, that didn't really work out well for me. Just letting you know.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
Careful, Alizé, I fucked up at Eden with that same thing. Careful. As Alphino would just start cracking up. He's like, look at this fucking abomination.
I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
You made a Porksy.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
How's that pig gonna help Alric? Oh, that's right, they suck nightmares. But this is gonna be a special pig. He's gonna suck the sin out of you.
You invoked to animate this familiar. It is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
Porkins.
A name.
Call it Porkins. The best pig name, Porkins.
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Angelo?
Mother, I...
How is he, Beckluck? Did it work? Believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. My eyes do not deceive. A hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Auracite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Beck-Luke said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primal, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. The little hobgoblin dude. Whatever his name. It is a goblin. Yeah, no wait. Is it yeah, it is a goblin. Goblin dude. Gaboo. Okay, it's a kobold, whatever. Exactly, his condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. Follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? I know, I feel exactly the same way. I have no idea. I do know who Gaboo is, I just choose to ignore him. His condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown, even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. Two of you should return to the CRYSTARIUM with Beck-Luke and see if you can make some headway into the newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let's return to the CRYSTARIUM then. Finally, I found you. What the fuck? Did you run all the way here from EULMORE? Kaishir, what are you doing all the way out here? It's trouble back in EULMORE. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot, and near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say. Must be urgent. Take it I will be returning to the CRYSTARIUM alone. Go on then, it's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Beck-Luck. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of EULMORE is at stake. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? You get that pig away from me, Avatar Blade. That filthy pork. Get that bacon away from me. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. That fucking pet's almost as big as he is. Dulia chai.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthri out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, EULMORE could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
He's dead. I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled. Be nice about this. But I think he's dead. He's dead. Dead as fuck.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Angelo ate him. Nah. She probably ate him. She was so hungry she just ate him. Didn't even notice it. He's like, dear, what are you doing? And she's like, nom 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 nom. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would have not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they had any idea where he might have gone. I'll meet you at the Glory Hole to compare notes later on. I mean the Glory Gate. Master Chai, why yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about EULMORE's neglect of industry, you see. Lord Vothry's apparent inexhaustible stores of mule, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our business were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of the trade here in EULMORE, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. The understory and the buttress. The buttress. She definitely ate quite a few sin eaters because mule is made of sin eaters, and she looks like she ate quite a bit of mule. So, yeah. Most of the people in this city ate quite a few sin eaters. No doubts there. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, among other things. Made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vothry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only EULMORE, you see, but the surrounding regions of Kalusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He had it outside, as I recall. I recall a man fitting that description, asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down at the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, but it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But the folk here just don't want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though, not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts. He asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Do, 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 do. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue to Master Chai's whereabouts? Yeah, it's business, the downtrodden, and the defense. We're not looking too hot. Then he moved on to Gate Town. Apparently he paid a visit to Quinn B as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside EULMORE, an idea which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. EULMORE, I mean, not the B. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for EULMORE but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical that having consulted with these within the city walls, he would wish to do the same those without. If you would go and make inquiries in Right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town, I leave to you, Kai Shear. Fair enough. Top rung. Okay. Yang Ye already finished Final Fantasy VII. Well, I know. He probably received the review copy. I did not. Then again, I wanted to stream it, so I wouldn't have done a review. I'll review it by the time it's no longer relevant, as I tend to do. Be a bigger influencer. I'm not an influencer. I hate that fucking adjective. Just a dude who likes playing video games. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Right and EULMORE, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of mule and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of EULMORE in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chynuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not that he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. So he paid a visit to both Right and Gate Town as well, did he? Kai Shear and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Kaluja, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we're quick, we might catch up to him. What about the dwarves? Wouldn't he speak with the dwarves as well? The fuck is that? Ugh. there he is. Uri Alphino, Kaishir, what are you doing here? I'd ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me, whatever for. Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head. I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquired about people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Kalusia. That much is true, but I am no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethoughts is in itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. How interesting you should say that, because it's you, Alphino. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. Need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into EULMORE, but that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble, or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had the clue of what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze. But you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer EULMORE into a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know where it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way, if you'll let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. EULMORE needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept EULMORE on the road to prosperity. City needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. I thought it was going to be Alphino, but even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reasons for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friend, and you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask after Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, EULMORE wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better EULMORE together. And that is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai, I bear no grudge against you or the people of EULMORE, and I would not see you suffer for Valthry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of EULMORE's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, the way in which you carry yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course and prove to him EULMORE has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. / rally. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest to be firm and clear in your intentions. Are we going to have to psych him up? Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. It's a really beautiful background with the golem holding Mount Golg. That's pretty cool. Looking mighty fancy there, Mr. Rendon.
See you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true EULMOREN's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Valthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes. They are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Valthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable, yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better EULMORE. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Valthry was creating, and so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Valthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that EULMORE can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to EULMORE seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course, content to, as you say, wallow in indolence, in ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with VOR3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur.
The Steve Jobs of
My
EULMORE.
expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a EULMORE for the people.
A EULMORE for the people. I'd rather like the sound of that.
Make EULMORE great again.
My counsel, I would be
Mega.
certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve EULMORE's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Off the wall to keep the Sand Eaters out. No! Cosbos, no! Right then, is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems EULMORE now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yes, mule being neither a desirable nor a less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. Combination of measures would seem to be in order, one to address the immediate issue of supply and another that of production. Go on. So basically we get the villages around EULMORE to produce stuff, and then we buy it from them, therefore making them more prosperous, and we bring the food in to EULMORE, and at the same time these people get money, which they can then spend on other goods like tools to help them, you know, produce more food. So we could do the tools on EULMORE, and the people make the food, and we start having an industry. For the present, EULMORE's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villagers that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up rebuilding effort. My, think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of EULMORE and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinas. I have? Well, that is a relief. I haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them with the means to do so. Fair point, Brandon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos, but Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Let me guess, you need me to go to Twine. He needs me to go to Twine. Finding good help. China's look of steely determination is only slightly undermined by the knocking of his knees. Brandon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos, which wander the wilds of Kalusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course. If memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. So we're going to have to go on a quest, destroy about 10 Taloses, and use a tool before they're about to go down. By the way, I never noticed that there was like lights coming off of EULMORE. It actually looks kind of cool at night. Better than it does during the day with all those friggin' with the really obnoxious colors. Circus looking city. I look slim? What? Because I don't have a beard? Trust me, I'm not slim. I was slimmer than this a couple of months ago. Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashedly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether into Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to EULMORE. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. We don't have to do it? Wow! That's great! See you later, Kagran. Get some rest. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That as may be, Kaishir, but Brandon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say that the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. No, none of this pointing to yourself business. Well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. To make sure I do, I require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous. If one is not careful, I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I'll also need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the Talos, understood? So we get to watch him do it. Good, let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Keep a lookout for danger and alert Chinas when it's safe to incapacitate the Talos. You may move the spyglass as well as zoom in and out. Point the spyglass at Chinas and give him the signal to sneak near Talos with Right, left, was it left trigger? I don't know. It is right trigger. Okay. Oof. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oof. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Rory. That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Not bad. Look at him go. Can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish EULMORE's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of EULMORE. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant EULMORE the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Taloses, I have no doubt they will land you their support. The Team EULMORE's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? Yup. Should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. Now we shall destroy EULMORE.
Right then, form a line and make for EULMORE.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Run away, Talos! Call the guard!
I love how he still stays there. He's like, call the guards, but I'm gonna stay right here.
Stay back! All of you!
Dula chunk!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Ragdoll. And then EULMORE was over. Alphino's actually healing him. That's good. It's like, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Please!
I love when they do the exaggerated facial features shit. It's really good. That was quite a reception, one message I will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around EULMORE, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Company rank up? Oh, the mission that I did yesterday. No need to fret, Ruri. I have never felt better. And not all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of EULMORE. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet the new mayor. You there, Kaishira, was it? Will you go and inform the residents of Gatetown of the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I'll let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. Goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. Guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Do I? Oh, my free company because we completed quests, I guess. How many ranks can a free company have? Because we should be like on the lower end of that. 30? Yeah, we're definitely on the lower end. Speak with Schaden. Schaden. Schaden, the buff elevator guy. I could have teleported right to the thing. Would have been a little bit faster. I'm not attempting to jump. I don't give a damn, Cosmos. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, sir. The guest of honor. You do the one in Kugane.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of EULMORE to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord IV-3's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to EULMORE's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord IV-3. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while EULMORE is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord IV-3 must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation EULMORE should become. whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for EULMORE!
Let me guess, this is the ending of 5.1, I would assume? That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stir them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow EULMOREANS can, I shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism in the very stone upon which this city stands. Hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence and will govern here in the parlor. I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have I got time for a word? Yes, of course. Then bet. That's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting on their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Rory. Hope to see you again before long. Hope I'm done with this city. I don't like EULMORE. Not my kind of place. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. Oops. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Yes! It's time to get back to the source, Alphino. The first is in good hands, dude. Let's go. Alphino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. The paradise is gone, but something's better taking its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This EULMORE for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. Far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Alphino wears a satisfied smile, seemingly content with the state of EULMORE. Truly to see Kai share this inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in EULMORE, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Becklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Can they start with getting rid of all that carnival shit? Thank you, Arclight. Thank you. Okay, how are we doing on this soul business? Some tells me we gotta go visit Y'shtola's place, and then we have to go to Ilmeg. It's the feeling I get. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in EULMORE. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Auracite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Auracite was ill-suited for our purposes. Bourianger, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Asian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we were with Becklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Auracite doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshly simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Auracite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan and devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. Our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche. I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Either recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga in Une? speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like onto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that we return to the source and inform Kryl and others of our findings. Agreed, I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings on to Thancred and Rin, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Please do, should we need your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. God damn you and your curtsies, Urianger. One of these days I'll slap the subterfuge out of you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? This is them going, hey, do the raid. Yeah, already did that. Where does this portal even take us? I forget. Oh, it's close. Still can't believe I find it more comfortable to play this game with a controller than mouse and keyboard. Oh, that's right, you can't fly here. Well, fuck that. I'll teleport. Poor little Rathalos, why can't you fly here? You're a good boy. Nobody here can doubt you're such a good boy. You should be allowed to fly. It's not fair. Because you're weighing him down. Did you just call me fat, Cosbuzz? The fuck? How dare you? I'm not fat. I'm gravitationally challenged, okay? Two different things. Very different things. Rory, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others, their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Ooh. Let's go. He's voice acting. Rest my throat.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Estinian! Anything less than a hug is not acceptable right now.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Well, we did kill Emmett Selk.
Where to begin?
So the Empire is going to be in a bit of a
After
mess.
entering the Empire via Razad Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Oh, that's right, he attacked him.
Lives on. And he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvus.
Motherfucker's still alive.
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Echo time. Sweet.
What's wrong?
Damn it. I've seen him in action. His body, at least, you will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what good it'll do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon, I suppose this might suffice. Oh, he's not gonna kill Gaius. Come then. That was a pretty wicked move. The simple pleasure of one's own flesh, truly there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Ruri was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varys, your radiance, are you all right? They're gonna blame him for it. They're gonna blame these two for the death. We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance, no! Must even the most middling of sports be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me, but I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Just one. Damn, Gaius is a badass. The redemption arc of Darth Vader, man. Your radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Oh, shit! Oh, what? Wait. Oh shit, I changed bars. Look at him fucking spinning around. Is this what Planet Dragoon is like? Just fucking flying and shit all over the place? Whee! Wow. Just took both of them out. I'm not sure why they keep saying I'm such a badass. Gaius just took both of them out. Suggest we split up. Okay. Alright, then I'll take the low road, so to speak. Well, well, someone's been busy. What in the fuck? What kind of an abomination is this? And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength! Okay, so that's some kind of a dot. I don't know which order I need to be doing this. I really should look at them. So what do we have here? Drakenland. Slivers attack potency of 500. Damage over time. Attack potency of 3000. This one's an instant. This one's an instant. Okay. So basically I should be doing this. Weaving these two in there. And this one whenever he does not have the dot. Okay. What is this one like? God damn it. That was pretty badass. It's pretty fucked up. They fused a Garlean into that ungodly machine. Though friggin' Estinian's Kaioken is no joke. Garleans and their Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Do we get to play as Gaius now? Ah, come on. No. Oh, that's right. We can't because it's not... He doesn't know. He didn't see it. Yeah, I remember you used something like that to bust up the cannon.
Are you all right?
I guess she saw it too.
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter.
Says the guy with the power of
Confrontation
dragons.
was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
What have you got to do?
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Bedluck can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile... in Garlemald. Everybody's losing their shit. Traitors! You dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Yeah! The Garleans are butchering each other. Leave him to it, I say. Onward before this day is done. Victory shall be ours. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? Oh, hello. Elidibus. That hue your soul is. Who are you? Wait, it's not Elidibus. Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. What happened to Elidibus, by the way? Elidibus possessed him. And then after that, he just got kicked off his body. Elidibus left, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on the free Talos to help anyone willing make the move. Free Talos? Ha! We'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope. So long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. How is he alive? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What the fuck? I need a bio. Bear back. Okay, time to get started with 5.2. I don't think I can finish it in this stream though, because we're getting close to dinner time. But we'll get some advance in at least. Oh shit, Roban! Prowl is glad for your return, though it remains to be seen if she has glad tidings to share. Ruri, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not, Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. You mustn't grow complacent, however potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the First and help. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Ah, Ruri, it has been far too long, my friend. What's up, Maxima? Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador, I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can in hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Yes, I've heard stories of a defector from Gorlamald, but never mind that, you said you have urgent news. Indeed, as you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belly growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions to attend as well, though it was not clear whom he wished I extend this invitation. It seemed time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I'm not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all this. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. So, Cosmos, you're saying my time might be better spent in this trial that you're talking about? A bonus trial of some kind? I wasn't even aware there was a different trial. Oh, the trial unlocks after this quest. Okay. Got about an hour, a little bit less. Let's see. Alamegan Quarter. Girabani. Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace if you would follow me. Oh crap, I'm gonna have to talk to Liz. I don't want to talk to Liz. Gaius!
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its Legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandarnus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you and you alone have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days, but it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. You cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon. I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. So this is towards the Ultima weapon. Okay. Ruby Doomsday. The Resistance and the Alliance forces prepare in earnest as a new threat looms on the horizon. Ah, Rory, glad you could make it. As you may have heard, Commander Alden has given orders to embark from Alliance headquarters to hold back the advance of the Empire's latest menace. Not that the soldiers stationed there are too chuffed about being on the front line against these new weapons. If they're designed to slay primals, they'd make short work of us mere mortals as well. Mind you, it's Gaius Balzar and his followers who led the charge so far. By all accounts, they've been given as good as they get. Unfortunately, their sorties have met with little success. I dare say they'd benefit greatly from your presence on the battlefield. If you're ready, my colleague over at Porta Pretoria will show you the way. Time passes differently on realms and all that, so... The flow of time is convoluted in Lordran. You guys remember that time we told the other dude to hit the things really, really hard? And he did. And it worked. Heading to the headquarters, I take it? Bum bum bum. So your mind is set? Then I shall appraise you of the situation. You have discovered that the previously abandoned Ultima weapon project is being helmed by the reformed 7th Legion. They have already succeeded in producing several prototypes, one of which is set to be deployed on the Eorzean front. Its name, the Ruby weapon. Severa and I were able to get within striking distance during one of its test runs and made an attempt to destroy it. An attempt that ended in failure, alas. Based on our knowledge of the original Ultima weapon, the explosives we employed should have been sufficient to blast through its armor plating, but they barely left a mark. We suspect the gifts of its predecessor may have proven the source of its resilience. As you well know, the Ultima weapon was designed to absorb ether from the icons, and the Ruby weapon no doubt shares that ability. If any were summoned during the uprisings in Garlemald's occupied territories, and thereafter consumed, our enemy would become all the more formidable. But its near impenetrable armor was only the beginning of our troubles. It fought back with whip-like claws that can be extended and contracted at will. In the face of such opposition, we were forced to withdraw. Gaius was injured, shielding me from Ruby Weapon's assault. Even now he struggles to stand. Damn it all, if I hadn't been so careless, this wouldn't have happened. Need not concern yourself. Let us not forget that I am the one who initiated the Ultima Weapon project. If I must give my life to bury this shameful legacy, then so be it. If you were to face it as you are now, you'd be cut down before you even hobbled within firing distance. In any case, we can't afford to lose information on your head, or both the foe we face and the Empire itself. We all know that asking for Uri's assistance presents our best chance of stopping that war machina. It's true that if anyone were capable of putting down such a monstrosity, it would be him. Though I have no right to ask this of you, will you lend us your strength? Not one to back down from a fight. You have my thanks. And mine, though I must impress upon you the urgency of our situation. We have received word the Empire is preparing to advance on the Gimlet Dark. That is where we will intercept them. If our fears are proven correct, the Ruby weapon will be among their host. Should it break through our lines, there is no telling the devastation it will wreak. Make no mistake, the very survival of Eorzea hangs in the balance. Once you have steeled yourself for the battle ahead, your escort will lead the way. What price must the world pay for my hubris? Urcon, no interest in Animal Crossing? I played a little bit of Animal Crossing, but I'm not super interested in it, no. Holy shit. It's got a lot of organic matter. It's like fucking Nemesis. Commencing Ruby weapon activation sequence. All units stand by. Who the hell's piloting that thing? Initiating synthetic Orosite system fusion successful. No signs of incompatibility awaiting. It's an EVA unit! What? It's an EVA! Dude! That's just straight up a fucking EVA. It even made the same noise that the EVAs did when you went inside the LCL, I think it was called? The LCL tank. Ruby weapon codenamed Darnus, ready for launch. Who was Darnus again? I forget who Darnus was. I know it's Nail Van Darl. Oh, the girl from Coils. Okay. I knew that the name was familiar. Vandalion has briefed me on our mission. I am to take you as far as our expected point of contact with the Ruby weapon. Once we arrive, the rest is up to you, I'm afraid. Cinder Drift. Are you sleeping, Cosbos? Where's my invite? What are you doing with your life? Are you slacking? What the fuck? I actually have to make the group myself? What? I don't know if Fate and Muse want in or not. I'm just inviting everybody. Okay, anybody else wants in? Let me know. I already invited Avatar. Okay, Avatar's not coming. Muse is coming. Is Fate coming, Muse? I guess that Fate's in Muse's computer. Are you coming, Fate? Okay. Fate, you still didn't answer me if you're coming or not. Slacker. Okay. Then it'll be me, Cosmos, and Muse. Dude, Final Fantasy VII's been getting so many glowing reviews. So insane. Oh no. I'm gonna be dead for most of it? Oh, that's great. Okay, let's queue. That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, shit. This is a big ass wait time. Nobody does this one? Don't suppose any of you feel like healing. I might as well keep up with the rest of the thing then. Where was it? Not Doman Enclave, Frogger's Reach Fringes, Alamegan Court. So not a lot of people like doing this particular trial, I take it. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. The most current and up-to-date one requires the highest high level. Well, I'm 470. I could heal if I played Paladin, but my Paladin's only 78. Kral can see the steely resolve in your eyes and suspect she knows where duty calls you. Take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the development of a new ultimate weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Rory. I hope to see you in the other Scion soon. I better not get interrupted in the middle of a cutscene, otherwise I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. Wait, you're too weak to heal? You don't have enough gear to heal? I mean, I was able to queue for it. No, but I thought Scholar was your main. I thought you would equip your Scholar before any other class. That's what you said. Isn't that what you said? Isn't that what Muse said? Didn't Muse said that he was the Scholar main? He said Scholar is his main healer. Oh, I don't know. All your friends are tanks. Hey, listen, I've been a tank all my life. In every game I play, I'm always a tank. I'm the master of the shield. This is not my fault. Yes, I do. I have a shield. Look. See? There's my shield. It's called the Heart of Stone. Pyong. So, you guys want me to requeue? Oh shit. Both of you went heals? Look at how much faster that's gonna be. Look at how much faster that queue is gonna be. Wait, what? What the fuck? Oh my god. Still less than 5 minutes. Heart of Stone. I think my character looks pretty good in this outfit. I like the dark red. Hey Cosbos, you know what you should do? You should do some materia melding up in here. Oh, I have Maximum Tome of Poetics. Bonk bonk. I have almost no nuts anymore. I actually need to check up on my squad while we're waiting on this. That moment when you reach current content but nobody wants to do it. I also wanted to see this this thing that you can get. Was it on this guy? What the fuck? Oh. This is all terrible. And it was this guy. Artisan's gown? Nope. Oh god, no. Ah, I think it was this one. See, look at how fancy that shit is. This look amazing on a gunbreaker. The scale coat also looks kind of cool. Yeah, this looks stylish for a gunbreaker. I need 1,000 allied seals. How do I get these? Is it these things? 100 allied seals. How about regular ones? 8 allied seals? Oh, you get 20 for the bigger ones. Oh, it'll take a while to farm this shit. Now that is just finding them. Ugh. Kind of makes me not. Doesn't look like we're going to be doing ruby weapon. You failed me! How could you do this? How could you fail me like this? You're a disgrace. Hey, but we're actually kind of close to the, We're actually kind of close to the requirements for this one. Excuse me, which is the one that we need to do. Just like I got... Closest one next to it is this one, so sure. Do that. Insufficient. I burned all my seals. Oh no! I don't have any more seals! This is all your fault, Sergeant. I blame you for this. Oh. Here we go. Looks like we're doing it after all. It's time for me to die. EVA Unit 2. Anti-Icon War Machina Mark III. Enemy detecting. This is good shit. Shit, I got hit. I should have saved my special for this. I know that this is not it. There's no way that this is it. Don't even try. Don't even try, motherfucker. This can't be. The ruby weapon is unstoppable. Now it goes into rage mode. Sorry, everyone. This is the end for me. Activating Oversoul. Dude, this is totally a reference to EVA Unit 2. It's red just like EVA Unit 2, and now it's going to activate Beast Mode. Oversoul mode, yep. Dude, this is a massive EVA reference, dude. I am Nail Van Darnus. Come to purify this forsaken land. Fuck! I saw it too late. This was the big deal? You guys all making such a big deal out of this? Like, really? Like, the only real thing that took me down was the fucking meteor because I didn't realize you had to hide behind it. I just thought it was funny because you guys were both saying like, "Oh my god, this thing is so hard, such a pain." Even from afar, your figure was unmistakable, as ever an impressive display. It was not impressive, Gaius. I took the beat down from the meteor. It was not pretty to see. Though, as I am sure you will concur, the Ultima weapon pales in comparison to this new monstrosity. If their research is allowed to continue, the next model will be nigh on unstoppable. With that in mind, the Alliance has enlisted the help of... Wait, I hear something. Here to sift through what remains of the ruby weapon, are you? Allie, what do you think you're doing? Allie. Father. Oh shit. You got kids? You had sex with an aura? It has been too long, Alphonse, and you too, Rex. Given that the Empire is proceeding with the weapon project and making inroads into Eorzea, I suppose it was only a matter of time until our paths crossed. It's wonderful to see you again, Father, although I can't say much of the company you've been keeping. I know a lot's happened, but I'm just glad you're all right. And now, you can come back to Garlemald with us. My days serving the Empire are over. Because you're suspected of assassinating Emperor Varys? But we know you'd never do a thing like that. There must be a way to prove your innocence. Then everything can go back to the way it was. So he found you two shivering on the roadside when he was going through Whirlit. Lucky for you, eh? If he hadn't, we'd probably be dead by now. As for us three, our parents all died in the epidemic. We'd still be begging on street corners if it weren't for him. Just wish there was a way we could repay Lord Gaius for all the kindness he's shown us. Wow, they're really painting Lord Gaius as a fucking saint. He fights for the Empire, so we should too. That'll make him proud of us. You're saying we should join the army? I don't think that's such a good idea. Everyone in Whirlit was scared of the Garleans. Why would we want to be like them? Lord Gaius is different. I know he is. You're right. He always says the strong should lead the weak. Maybe that's why he took us in. Alright, becoming a soldier is what it takes. I'll do it. Who's with me? Count me in, and maybe one day people will look up to us like we do Lord Gaius. Then it's settled. From now on, we're all brothers and sisters fighting for the same cause. Brothers and sisters? Then that would make Lord Gaius our father? Well, if he doesn't mind us calling him that, I suppose so. That makes you our big brother. Since you're the oldest, you'd better be nice to us, or I'm telling Father. Interestingly enough, he has a predilection for the Aura. Only Aura children. Father, since you went away, a lot has changed in the Empire for us too. We'd known that you were still out there, still alive, none of this would have happened. What do you mean? They're the ones working on the ruby weapon. The truth is... You must go, I will not stop you. But answer me this. Who is piloting the ruby weapon? We all know Nail Van Darnus has not returned from the dead. Who do you think? It was Melisandre. No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe you would let that happen. She was a sister to you, to all of you. We only want to finish what you started. And while we will never forget all you have done for us, the next time we meet, it shall be as enemies. Goodbye, Father. They've been indoctrinated. As for you, hero of Eorzea, you'll pay for what you did to Melisandre. I swear it. That's some fucked up kids you got there, guys. Y'all got more issues than a magazine, man. Good old Sid. Well, Gaius Van Balzar, we meet again. Come to see how your precious weapon project has been proceeding in your absence, have you? You are come to collect data on the ruby weapon, correct? The pilot, Melisandre, should still be inside the cockpit. I'll ask Voldilin to escort you to the wreckage. Any idea who this Melisandre is? An Imperial crony of his, perhaps? More like his daughter. One of the orphans. Gaius always did have an eye for talent and a mind to nurture it. In fact, Livia Saus Junius was another protege of his. Interestingly enough, she was not Aura. He even took me under his wing when my father became obsessed with the Meteor Project. It's strange that I felt closer to Gaius than my own flesh and blood. Then, my father and countless others lost their lives in the Bozja incident. Although he was acting under Emperor Sola's orders, he masterminded the whole thing. I begged him to reconsider to put an end to this madness, but my words fell on deaf ears. That's when I turned to Gaius for support, but he was as much of a pawn of the Emperor as my father, and refused to intervene. And when my turn came to serve, I defected and fled to Eorzea. I blame Gaius as much as any of them, perhaps even more for the barbaric acts carried out in the name of conquest. But when we met at the Praetorium, all the hatred that had been festering inside me seemed to fade away. And I remembered the man I once respected. To think the dreaded Black Wolf was a mere plaything of the Ashians, who left him broken and disgraced, having sent thousands of his men to early graves, is more than most could bear, and now the lives of the children he raised hang in the balance. Any personal grievances with I have with Gaius can wait. I'd best gather the information I can on the ruby weapon, but I'll be back as soon as possible. If Sid is as I remember him, it will not take long for him to finish investigating the remains of the ruby weapon. He never was one to waste time. My engineers are still in the field, but there's something I thought you should know right away. It's about the pilot. I'm not sure how to tell you this, but if Melisandre is dead, I only hope she was not made to suffer. She's not there. Death would have been a kindness. In all my years, I've never seen such a perversion of science and nature. Her body was fused with the ruby weapon's core. Those last moments must have been spent in pure agony as her very life's essence was drained from her. Damn! That's harsh. So she was sacrificed to power that infernal machine. We must act quickly if we are to prevent the Empire from committing further atrocities. Rory, is there any other information you can share with us regarding the ruby weapon prior to its deactivation? Yeah, transformed to this fucking big white thing. Nail Van Darnus, did a legatus mean that much to Melisandre? From what I gather, it sounds as if data based on Nail's combat capabilities was used to override the pilot's consciousness after she was fused with the core. This technology is perfected and the Empire begins implanting the memories of renowned warriors such as the White Raven into its soldiers. The Alliance won't stand a chance. Such a thing even possible? Similar method of transference was used on a prototype Estinian fought, was it not? Your friend did mention he overheard the signifier loading various sets of data into the test model during battle. It would appear that the system has been improved since then. While it may bear some similarities, we don't know for certain until we've analyzed the wreckage of the ruby weapon. It cannot be denied that combining data from an experienced soldier with the powers of an icon has yielded remarkable results. But in doing so, the Empire has sunk to the very depths of depravity. This is beyond forgiveness. For once I agree with you, yet one question remains unanswered. How were they able to obtain data on someone who was supposedly killed prior to the calamity? That's what I'm trying to determine. There's one possibility I'd like to explore, but I'll need to carry out a more thorough investigation first. Severa will provide support while you are in the field. Not only is she extremely well versed in the latest Guardian technology, there are a few soldiers I would rather have watching my back. In the meantime, Valdian and I will follow the ruby weapon's tracks back to its point of origin. We will learn what we can on the weapon project and the manner in which Alphonse and the others are involved. Should we uncover anything of value, I will relay it to the troops stationed here. For now, I suggest you use this lull in Guardian activity to recuperate. Would I be correct in guessing that this belated reunion with those darling orphans of yours has stirred up memories of your time in Garlemald? Remember our agreement, Gaius. If you so much as think of returning to your Imperial masters, I will kill you. Really love your Gunlines content from Monster Hunter World. You know of a solid greatsword YouTuber. Rage Gaming. Rage Gaming mains the greatsword, right guys? Look up Rage Gaming. He does a lot of Monster Hunter content. So you put down the ruby weapon. Gods, I wish I could have seen it. Not from too close, mind. Suppose I should report news of your victory to the higher-ups. I realize you must have been through quite the ordeal. Could you give me a quick summary of the battle? You make it sound so easy. From the way you tell it, anyone would think you slay hulking brutes like that for a living. I'll put all of this into a report and leave a copy over there should you fancy a bit of light reading. Anyway, I expect you got more pressing matters to take care of, like going for a celebratory pint. If the Guardians pluck up the courage to come knocking again, I'll let you know. Till then, rest up. There wasn't even any loot for the ruby weapon. Meanwhile, in the World Magitech installation. Should have told him the truth. He'd be able to help us. I know he would. That's exactly the problem, Allie. If he knew the true nature of the weapon project, he'd find some way to interfere. We've come too far to back down now. I won't let Melisandre's death be in vain. Is that Brawley? The fucking green hair? Even if that means going against father's wishes. Cheer up, Alphonse. We can all go back to being one big happy family after we've dealt with those pesky Eorzeans. It'll be just like old times. If only it were that simple. There's no guarantee any of us will make it back alive. Excuse me, I think you're forgetting whose turn it is next. Oh, ye of little faith, with me at the helm of the sapphire weapon, it'll be over before you know it. Whatever happens, Rex, promise you'll come back to us. I couldn't bear to lose you, too. Emerald weapon and diamond weapon. Those will probably be the other two. And this is for extreme, right? Or savage or something, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay, team. I'm going to go ahead and get dinner. I'm probably not going to be streaming after dinner tonight because I want to focus on editing the video. I got like a 40-minute video on Shadowbringers that I want to edit and get some footage to put on there and stuff. So yeah, tomorrow we'll wrap up MSQ most likely and hopefully do a little bit of relics. How many hours we got left on MSQ? How many hours is 5.2? We're at the very start of 5.2. Half an hour? For 5.2? Wow. Okay, that gives us a lot of time to grind for relics, though. Good stuff. So, tomorrow, we'll do that. How long did 5.1 took? I don't know. Depends if you do it around and don't clear dungeons first time. What do you mean, don't clear dungeons first time? Never been a dungeon I haven't cleared. Dungeons that hard? Anyway, that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Tomorrow, tune in for more MSQ, relic grind, all that jazz. And then on Friday or whenever it happens to be, Final Fantasy VII. Can't wait for it. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, team.